Dick Grayson was introduced as the very first Robin, the original partner and apprentice to Batman. His story begins in a traveling circus, where he performed as part of the renowned acrobatic troupe known as the Flying Graysons. From a young age, Dick demonstrated extraordinary agility, coordination, and fearlessness. His life took a tragic turn when his parents, John and Mary Grayson, were killed during a sabotage trapeze act arranged by a local crime figure named Anthony Zuko. This event left the young acrobat without a family, setting him on a path that would eventually intertwine with Gotham's greatest protector. Witnessing Dick's grief and determination for justice, Bruce Wayne took him in as his ward. Seeing reflections of his own childhood loss, Bruce decided to guide the boy toward a purpose that could transform pain into strength. Under Batman's mentorship, Dick trained in martial arts, detective work, tactical thinking, and self-control. These lessons shaped him into a disciplined crime fighter, prepared to stand beside Gotham's Dark Knight. Adopting the name Robin, a symbol of light and renewal, he became Batman's trusted ally and emotional counterbalance, bringing warmth and optimism to their often grim crusade against crime. During his years as Robin, Dick helped establish a new era of heroism for Gotham. His partnership with Batman became legendary, as the two developed near-perfect coordination in combat and investigation. Over time, Robin also forged friendships with other young heroes, leading to the creation of the Teen Titans. As their leader, he guided a generation of new champions, proving his ability to inspire teamwork and loyalty beyond the shadow of Batman. However, his growing independence and differing philosophies on justice eventually caused tension with his mentor, leading him to step away from his original role. Seeking his own identity, Dick transformed into Nightwing, a new name inspired by a story from Krypton that symbolized freedom and self-determination. He relocated to Bloodhaven, a city plagued by corruption, and made it his personal mission to restore order there. As Nightwing, Dick became a fully independent hero, balancing compassion with authority. He occasionally returned to Gotham to assist the Bat family, and even assumed the mantle of Batman himself when Bruce Wayne was incapacitated, with Damian Wayne taking on the role of his Robin. These moments reinforced Dick's ability to uphold the ideals of the symbol while infusing it with his own sense of hope and balance. Across major DC storylines and continuity resets, Dick's character has continued to evolve. In the New 52 era, his background and appearance were updated, featuring a modernized costume with a red emblem. DC Rebirth restored elements of his earlier legacy and the iconic blue symbol associated with Nightwing. Later, during a period of memory loss, he operated under the name Rick Grayson before reclaiming his true identity. In the Infinite Frontier initiative, he inherited Alfred Pennyworth's fortune and used it to establish a foundation dedicated to rebuilding communities while maintaining his dual life as a protector of Bloodhaven. Though he possesses no superhuman abilities, Dick Grayson's natural athleticism, combat expertise, and keen intellect place him among the most capable heroes in the DC universe. His mastery of acrobatics, detective reasoning, and leadership allow him to stand toe-to-toe with metahumans despite his human limitations. His iconic weapons include twin Eskrima sticks, a multi-purpose utility belt, and protective armor designed for agility and speed. His moral strength lies in empathy, compassion, and the belief that justice should never come at the cost of humanity. Dick's enduring presence extends beyond the pages of comics. He has appeared in numerous animated series, such as Batman, the Animated Series, Teen Titans, Young Justice, and The Batman, where his evolution from Robin to Nightwing is often depicted. He has also appeared in animated films like The Judas Contract, Batman Hush, and Justice League vs. Teen Titans, each exploring his growth as a leader and independent hero. In live-action portrayals, particularly in the series Titans, he is portrayed as a central figure balancing the legacy of Batman with his own vision of heroism. Throughout his long journey, Dick Grayson represents the ideal of progression and maturity within the DC universe. From a young acrobat orphaned by tragedy to a seasoned guardian protecting two cities, his story embodies growth, resilience, and the enduring impact of mentorship, symbolizing hope, evolution, and the belief that every legacy can lead to something greater. Jason Todd became the second person to take on the mantle of Robin after Dick Grayson's departure. His early appearances portrayed him as a near reflection of his predecessor, originally shown as the son of circus performers who were killed by the criminal known as Killer Croc. Following their deaths, Bruce Wayne adopted Jason, training him to become the new Robin and granting him a more refined version of the costume once worn by Dick Grayson. After the major events that reshaped DC continuity, Jason's backstory was rewritten. In this version, he was a street orphan, surviving in Gotham's roughest areas. Batman first encountered him while the boy was trying to steal the tires from the Batmobile. Impressed by his boldness and determination, Bruce enrolled him in a school for troubled youth, and later began training him as Robin after a period of strict discipline and field testing. Unlike Dick, Jason lacked an acrobatic background. His strengths came from street instincts, endurance, and a fierce desire to prove himself. Jason's time as Robin was marked by impulsiveness and defiance, traits that often clashed with Batman's disciplined approach. His tenure ended tragically dramatically during the A Death in the Family storyline, where the Joker brutally attacked him with a crowbar and left him in an exploding warehouse. Batman arrived too late to save him, and Jason's death became one of the most defining traumas in Batman's history, shaping his outlook for years to come. Years later, Jason was resurrected through a combination of mystical forces linked to the Lazarus Pit and alterations in reality. Upon returning, he adopted the identity of the Red Hood, a title once used by the Joker. As Red Hood, Jason took a far more aggressive stance against crime, employing firearms and lethal tactics that sharply contrasted with Batman's moral code. His methods positioned him between hero and vigilante, earning both respect and conflict from allies and enemies alike. Jason's activities often placed him at odds with the Bat family, though moments of reconciliation and cooperation have emerged over time. He became the leader of the Outlaws, a group of unconventional heroes who share his pragmatic approach to justice. Through multiple continuities, including the New 52 and Rebirth eras, Jason's evolution emphasized independence, moral complexity, and the struggle between vengeance and redemption. In other adaptations, Jason's story has been retold and reinterpreted. The animated film Under the Red Hood closely follows his fall and rebirth, while in the Batman Arkham Knight video game, he first appears as a militarized adversary before reclaiming his Red Hood identity. Across these versions, his character remains a symbol of loss, transformation, and defiance against absolutes. Jason Todd possesses no superhuman powers, but is highly trained in combat, strategy, and weapons mastery. He excels in close-quarters fighting, marksmanship, and tactical planning. His temperament combines intensity with deep conviction, and although his methods diverge from Batman's, his ultimate goal remains consistent: to bring justice to Gotham in his own uncompromising way. Tim Drake became the third individual to hold the mantle of Robin, stepping into the role through intelligence and determination rather than tragedy or chance. Born to Jack and Janet Drake, Tim spent much of his early life in comfort, often attending boarding schools while his parents traveled. As a child, he once watched the Flying Graysons perform at Haley's Circus and witnessed the moment their act ended in disaster. That experience left a deep impression on him, sparking a lifelong fascination with heroes and their sense of purpose. Tim's defining trait was his sharp intellect. Unlike his predecessors, he uncovered Batman's secret identity entirely on his own. By carefully studying patterns and movements, he noticed that Robin's acrobatics matched those of Dick Grayson and concluded that Dick had once been Batman's partner. He later deduced that Bruce Wayne was Batman, connecting every clue through observation and reasoning. His insight allowed him to understand Batman's increasing recklessness following Jason Todd's death, convincing him that Batman needed a Robin to maintain balance. When Dick declined to return to the role, Tim volunteered to step in. During a confrontation with Two-Face, Tim's resourcefulness and bravery proved decisive. Assisted by Alfred, he used detective equipment to locate Batman and Dick, rescuing them both. Recognizing his skill and judgment, Bruce accepted him as the new Robin and began his formal training. Under Batman's guidance, Tim mastered martial arts, acrobatics, detective strategy, and computer-based investigation. His costume featured a redesigned look, emphasizing protection and practicality, marking the start of a new era for the Robin identity. Throughout his time as Robin, Tim displayed exceptional leadership and teamwork. He led groups such as the Teen Titans and Young Justice, often serving as their strategist and moral anchor. Despite his accomplishments, his personal life was filled with hardship. His mother died after an attack, and his father suffered serious injury before partial recovery. These experiences strengthened Tim's resolve and deepened his empathy for others. When Bruce Wayne was presumed dead after the events of Battle for the Cowl, Dick Grayson assumed the role of Batman and chose Damian Wayne as his Robin. Tim, believing Bruce still lived, adopted a new identity as Red Robin and began a global search for evidence of his mentor's survival. His arsenal expanded to include a retractable staff, throwing discs, and other advanced gadgets. In later versions, including the New 52, his outfit incorporated enhanced technology. While the Rebirth continuity restored a more classic appearance, Tim's strengths lie not in physical dominance, but in intellect and foresight. He is one of the most analytical and strategically gifted members of the Batman family, capable of anticipating adversaries' moves and devising intricate counterplans. His skills combine athletic ability with technical expertise, making him both a field operative and an information specialist. His character development expanded further when he embraced his bisexual identity, acknowledging another dimension of self-discovery. Across all iterations, Tim Drake represents the mind and heart of the Robin legacy, a figure defined by intelligence, empathy, and the belief that understanding and strategy can stand alongside courage in the fight for justice. Stephanie Brown became the fourth individual to assume the Robin mantle, after first establishing herself as the vigilante known as Spoiler. The daughter of Arthur Brown, a Gotham villain infamous for leaving cryptic puzzles at his crime scenes, Stephanie initially operated independently to stop her father's schemes and assert her own sense of justice. Her early efforts demonstrated her intelligence, agility, and investigative skill, earning her a reputation as a capable crime fighter. Stephanie first crossed paths with Tim Drake during his tenure as Robin, collaborating on missions to combat Gotham's criminal networks. Her effectiveness and reliability impressed Batman, who entrusted her with greater responsibility. Following the apparent death of Tim Drake, Batman selected Stephanie to step in as the new Robin. Under his guidance, she received formal training in detective work, martial arts, and tactical operations, preparing her to take on the responsibilities of Gotham's junior protector. Her Robin costume combined the traditional red and black color scheme with design adjustments for improved flexibility and mobility, reflecting her acrobatic style. As Robin, Stephanie confronted a range of adversaries, including the Joker, Black Mask, and various organized crime factions, while participating in larger events such as the War Games storyline, where Gotham's criminal underworld attempted to seize control of the city. During that conflict, she was captured by Black Mask and believed to have been killed, resulting in her temporary replacement by Damian Wayne. Stephanie later returned to her Spoiler identity, continuing to assist Batman and the broader Bat family while occasionally participating in team operations. She possesses no superhuman powers but relies on expert detective skills, martial arts, acrobatic ability, stealth, and tactical planning. Her equipment includes grappling hooks, batarangs, and an assortment of gadgets adapted from Batman's technology. Across various adaptations, Stephanie has appeared in animated series and video games, contributing to missions both as Spoiler and as Robin. Her defining traits are intelligence, perseverance, and a strong moral compass, consistently demonstrating determination to uphold justice and prove her capability as a hero and leader within Gotham's vigilante community. Damian Wayne became the fifth Robin, introducing a new layer of complexity to the role through his unique lineage, elite training, and ambitious personality. He is the biological son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, leader of the League of Assassins. From birth, Damian was groomed by the League, undergoing rigorous instruction in martial arts, strategy, assassination techniques, and leadership. His early life emphasized discipline, efficiency, and mastery of both combat and tactical thinking, giving him skills unmatched by most Gotham vigilantes at his age. Damian first encountered his father when Talia presented him as a potential partner to assist in Gotham's fight against crime. Initially, Bruce was cautious, aware of Damian's lethal upbringing and the dangers of exposing a child to the violent world of vigilantism. Damian quickly proved his worth during missions involving the League of Assassins and Gotham's criminal underworld, demonstrating both courage and resourcefulness. His effectiveness convinced Bruce to accept him as Robin, allowing Damian to combine his assassin training with the ethical principles and detective methodology taught by Batman. As Robin, Damian is highly proficient in acrobatics, hand-to-hand combat, stealth operations, and detective work. His costume is designed for mobility, concealment, and tactical advantage. Damian's combat style reflects his upbringing, precise, disciplined, and often ruthless, though tempered over time by Batman's influence. He occasionally struggles with the temptation to use lethal force, which creates tension with other Bat family members, but he gradually learns to channel his skills within Batman's moral framework. Damian's personality is defined by intelligence, confidence, and a strong sense of legacy. He possesses an ambitious drive to live up to both his father's mission as Gotham's protector and the Al Ghul family's expectations of leadership and excellence. This duality often causes clashes with other heroes, yet also pushes him to grow into a more capable and strategic partner. He has worked alongside teams such as the Teen Titans and the Outlaws, and serves as a critical ally when Dick Grayson assumes the role of Batman, acting as Gotham's primary protector. Throughout major storylines, including Batman R.I.P., Final Crisis, and Batman Reborn, Damian faces the League of Assassins, Darkseid's forces, and Gotham's underworld. He experiences death in Batman, incorporated a turning point that emphasizes both the dangers of his path and the resilience required to embrace legacy. Damian is later revived by Batman using the Chaos Shard, a powerful artifact infused with Darkseid's Omega energy. This resurrection restores him physically and grants temporary enhancements, while reinforcing the theme of mortality and personal growth central to his story. Damian possesses no superhuman powers, but excels in a wide range of of physical and tactical skills. His abilities include expert martial arts, acrobatic agility, stealth, strategic planning, swordsmanship, and leadership in combat situations. He primarily wields a pair of eskrima sticks, but can adapt to other weapons when necessary, integrating them into his highly disciplined fighting style. Across animated series and video games, Damian appears as Robin in Batman the Brave and the Bold, Young Justice, Batman Bad Blood, and the Batman Arkham series, highlighting his ongoing importance within the Bat family. Damian's story explores themes of identity, legacy, and moral growth, showing how a young hero trained for lethality can evolve into a disciplined and principled protector of Gotham while balancing the expectations of two powerful family legacies.